Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We're going to go on another search today looking for some beautiful places. Well, I'm not actually out today camping or finding a beautiful place. I'm taking care of some equipment today, and I'm just working on my canopy. There's a few drips coming through in our last trip in Arkansas, so I'm going to try to waterproof it and just do some general maintenance on it. I have been using this cheap Wenzel canopy for about 7 years now and just haven't had any problems with it, so I'm going to actually just take care of it. I could get a new one for $200, but the waterproofing that I was able to find is a scotchguard outdoor water shield. I don't know if you've seen this before, but it's pretty commonly used for tents. I'm going to use it on my canopy and see if we can get a good seal. Again, it's not an endorsed or sponsored product or anything like that. Sometime when it rains in the future, I will do another video and I'll attach a link for that video, and then we can reevaluate it together whether it works. So the instructions for the scotchguard basically say you need to make sure you clean your surface. So last night I actually ran this thing through the washer on the gentle cycle and cleaned it with just a mild detergent, and then I hung it over my car last night to let it dry out. It's nice and dry this morning. Read the instructions on the scotchguard. Instructions are pretty simple. Basically, it says you shake the can first, then you spray it about 6 to 8 inches from the fabric. Make sure you don't saturate it, you're just going to cover it. And then the drying time is actually 12 hours for a complete dry before you use it. You probably noticed that the canopy fabric is inside out. That is the side that appears to be treated at manufacturing. It says on the can here that it contains alkyne cycloalkane and sweetened silicone mixture, so that's why I'm in the outdoors spraying it where there's good ventilation. I have no idea what that is, except it does say that it could make you dizzy or could be harmful if you deliberately inhale it. I don't think we're going to be doing that today. Nice thing about this is you can see pretty clear from the sheen whether or not you covered it or not. It does say not to saturate it, but I am using quite a bit. I don't really care that much about the appearance of the canopy. If it soaks through and it's on the other side, I don't really care what it looks like. I just want it waterproof and functioning. This is pretty easy to apply, and I think I have a long list of equipment I plan to do if this works. So even though I washed it in the washer, I'm using a little bleach wipe to just go over it and use the abrasiveness of this little wipey to clean off. And this is probably the old silicone, just it's oxidized and giving it that darker color. So I'm just trying to knock it off with a little wipe down before I spray it. So I just want to encourage you to maintain even your cheap camping equipment. I mean, this is $219 to buy a new canopy plus shipping. The scotchguard water shield was only $30 when purchased online at Amazon. So that's $170 I saved there that could be used for more camping equipment. The next thing I'm going to do is just let this dry on here so I don't see that sheen anymore. And I'm going to take the canopy off, fold it up, put it away, and then I'm going to go around and maintain all the little hinges on the canopy frame. Make sure there's no loose nuts or screws or bolts ready to come out, and that should complete my maintenance for my canopy. I guess I'm going to save this probably for one of my small backpacking tents and just see if I think I have enough to treat that. One reason this canopy has lasted so long is because if the canopy's unattended, we tend to just Velcro the fabric right off and take it off real quick before we leave, and we always take it down if there's any degree of wind. It's just lasted, you know. I had a good dad who was very mechanical and always took great care of his stuff, and that comes in handy too. I'm just doing this to take the little bit of slack that comes into these bolts over time. Had a couple of them fall out, and I caught them in time, put them back on at the campsite, and there's one that I actually replaced. But I'm not putting these too tight because I do want it to open and close. I don't think you need to tediously watch me go around and tighten all these little bolts. I'm going to try it out again next week. Who knows, maybe we'll get a little bit of rain. I'm going to be heading down to a overlander meet and greet west of Oklahoma City, and we'll just see how that goes. It's in a pretty canyon. It's in an adventure park. Never been to anything like that before. It's privately owned. And sure, it's going to be a good time. They're going to have a couple little sessions about overlanding and to meet some people, have a little bit of fun. You know from my videos that I pretty much always go alone, so this will be a little bit different. It's okay to do something different every now and then. Just a thought on buying expensive camping equipment. Just know that a big portion of inflation is compulsive spending. The Fed doesn't tell you you're crazy for spending. They just raise the interest rates and make it more painful. Well, that went together pretty slick. Doesn't look like we over-tightened anything, so we're ready to go. It says on the can here that it contains alkyne cycloalkane. I have no idea what that is, except it does say that it could make you dizzy or could be harmful if you deliberately inhale it. I don't think we're going to be doing that today.